Hello friends! I realized I haven't given a big health update in a while, so I figured that this would be a good time to do it. I do post about health stuff on TikTok more because it feels kind of like a journal to me, but I thought it'd be fun to post a little update on Instagram since I used it a ton when I was feeling really bad, and I literally would just cry on it every day, so if you follow me from back then, you know what I'm talking about. In the shortest way possible, here's a quick rundown of what had happened to me. I was put on medication that I was supposed to be on for about 2 weeks, ended up being put on it for 11 months, so my doctor was wrong for doing that, and ended up mimicking a ton of other diseases. So for a while I thought I had cancer, encephalitis, extreme inflammation. I dropped to 90 pounds. I could not hold anything down. I would cry, shake, unable to work. Ended up in the ICU, literally thought I was dying, and that went on for about 3 years. So it was really rough. It took a ton of work to figure out what was going on, and I was so miserable. And yeah, never in a million years did I think I'd be able to make a video like this and say I'm doing so much better, I'm working, I'm happy, I have great friends, great family, and my health is stable overall. There's been some ups and downs because of all this medication that I was put on when I was sick. I've had to try and get off of, and while getting off of that, I've had a lot of bumps because it's made me incredibly ill. It's been frustrating because my whole sickness was kind of something that happened to me from doctors that were kind of negligent, and so the process has been hard to rationalize and kind of get through, but I have become the person I am today because of what happened to me, and I think that I want to use my story to help other people navigating situations similar to me and kind of speak up on it more. It took so much work and so many tests and so much crying and so much pain and suffering to finally find someone that could figure out what was wrong with me. And basically what happened was I was put on this medication and I became dependent on it, and I started going to withdrawal while I was on it, which is crazy. And then doctors were putting me on a ton of different medications because I was just deteriorating so much. I couldn't eat, so I was put on a bunch of medications for that. I was so anxious, I couldn't hold my hand still at all. My hair was falling out in chunks. And now, my hair's finally growing back. I'm holding jobs. I'm off those horrible medications. I have one last medication I'm trying to get off of. I got super sick in the end of June when I tried to get off of that, and I ended up having to fly back to the Midwest for some support, but I did it. I'm not fully off of it yet because I'm going really slow, but I'm realizing that slow and steady is better than fast and being in pain and suffering. I've learned so much along the way. My nervous system got absolutely wrecked when I was going through all of this. So my resting heart rate was about 140, and a normal resting heart rate's about 70. So once I could get that under control, I felt like I could actually breathe. That in turn helped my gut because I was just vomiting constantly. So getting my heart rate down made me feel like I wasn't constantly in a state of fight or flight, which made my digestion better. And getting off all those medications and just starting with vitamins and resetting my gut, using only the medicine I absolutely needed, and going to doctors that I really, really trust has changed my life. Being an advocate for yourself is huge and one of the hardest things ever. I'm so thankful I had friends and family that were able to help advocate for me when I wasn't in a space to do it. There were points where I was so sick I couldn't really make decisions, so I had to lean on my parents and people to help me navigate that. If I didn't have them, I don't know how I would have done this. So I have so much empathy and care and respect for people that are trying to navigate this kind of stuff alone, because I don't think I would have made it. It's hard to talk about events that are so life-changing and so intense because a lot of people just don't understand what's going on. And especially in my situation, it's kind of a weird topic, and being mixed diagnosed and being put on so many medicines, and it's such a complicated, long, tiered out story, and it wasn't just a month, it was 3 years, and then I had ongoing effects pretty much until this year. This is the first year that I felt really steady. Then I had a really bad blip in June, but I felt really good. I'm able to travel with my friends for the first time. like across the country. That was like a huge milestone for me. I am so proud that I was able to do that, and so blessed with my care team that I was able to do that. And I'm just on a code of recovery, and I'm gonna be okay, and I am fine. But being sick is a very isolating thing sometimes because you don't know how to talk about it with other people. It's hard to advocate, and it's really weird to navigate in your 20s because you feel like it should be a time where you're kind of carefree and having fun and learning and doing all that stuff, but sometimes it's not. And I felt like I had most of my 20s taken from me, but I also think I've learned the most from all of this, so I am grateful for that. And I've learned about how much you are nothing without your health, how people show up for you, who I want in my life, who I don't. I've found who I am as a person. I think I'm pretty proud of how I carry myself now. I have such wonderful people surrounding me, and I want to try to help other people navigating things that kind of happened to me. Granted, what happened to me shouldn't happen to anyone, and it was a really big mess up on some people's parts, but this does happen to people more than often, and you can be put on so many medications that can end up making you just so sick, and they can mimic so many different things. So I think the medical system right now tends to just over medicate. So if you have a symptom, they just put another medication, another medication, another medication. I grew up only being on basically one medicine, and when I was really sick, in my peak point, I was having 14 a day just to try to manage everything, and it was horrible, and my body just gave out, and that's why I ended up in the ICU. And I don't know, I'm kind of rambling. But some cool things are my hair has grown back a lot. I'm living on my own. I'm working my own jobs again. I gained some weight back, which is cool because I was 90 pounds, so I gained like 20 pounds, which is huge. It was so hard for me to do that. I'm happy. Never thought I'd be happy again. And I'm healthy. And I went home this last time and I got my nervous system checked because it's been, so all over the place. And my nervous system's so much better. It's so much clearer. And my doctors are so wonderful. And I thought it'd be cool to just update. And even though I'm probably rambling, I don't even know if people are gonna watch this. You can get through anything. There were like so many times I thought I was not gonna be here just from everything going on. And life's crazy and it can feel horrible, but you can get through it. And there's so many beautiful things on the other side. And going through this has made me appreciate life so much more. Like being able to do something like go on a walk. I can't tell you how amazing that was for me the first time I was able to do that after not being able to for so long. Or being able to go out and like get dinner with a friend and not feel like I was gonna throw up. It was like, I was like, I couldn't believe. So if you've stuck around and kind of heard about my story or watched, I appreciate you. I'm here to answer any questions and love you guys. Thanks.